My name's Kate Harris and I'm the neighbourhood manager in Wirral. The workshop that we're running this morning is about talking to tenants about how they want to be involved with us.
Caroline set the scene a little bit in terms of her presentation, what we want to do about resident involvement.
In case, did you all take the presentation earlier? Did you understand about, because it was saying the proposals that they put forward, do you think you're getting what you want from those proposals in terms of setting up issue groups, business groups?
Would you like to, talk about sort of being more involved, do you think your local officers need to have more involvement? Do you think maybe you don't get enough support from the local office maybe?
Caroline's just asked us as a group to have a little think about different ways of communicating, particularly around the internet. So, the questions are, have you got internet access? Yes.
Oh, yeah. A lot of what we're doing today is about PR and about getting people that's just joined Riverside to know exactly how it works and what goes on and how the tenants fit into the general purpose of what Riverside do.
Well, you're at that end, we're at this end of the phone. It's like this lady says here, you ask an operative to, I want to speak to your supervisor, I want to speak to your manager, oh, we'll call you back, and you never hear, and you call again. I have asked, oh, we'll call you back, and we never hear. What you say at your end is according to the book, but the book is changed between you and us. Sorry, but that's a fact.
We say we're going to ring you back tomorrow, we want us to ring you back tomorrow. It's not hard, is it?
Even if you can't help us, at least have the courtesy to ring back and say, I am trying to do something.
Of course. Or if that person's not in, there's somebody to say, the person you need to speak to is off sick at the moment or they're on holiday or whatever, but just so you know. So that's not difficult, is it?
Yeah. When we ring up, some of us do get, and we don't, when we ring up, we say we've got this problem, and it's, oh, you're an ECHG tenant. And
you
say,
can't have it,
no, we're a Riverside tenant because, no, you're an ex-ECHG tenant. And I say, yes, but I pay my rent to Riverside, so can you please treat me as a Riverside tenant?
So it's communication between ECHG and tenants. That is the big problem.
But we don't seem to feel part of you. We said it last time, and you did say then that you would try to, but we don't feel as if it's very much like this lady said, them and us. I think so.
Sitting on the workshop today, it's been fantastic to hear about all the problems and issues people face around the country and how similar some of the issues are and how strange they're, how a system works in one area of the country, it doesn't necessarily work somewhere else.
I'm here to see if we can sort of brainstorm to maybe improve what needs improving.
I think it was interesting and the tenants spoke the truth.
He's been interested in what we've been saying, and we've been saying things that need to be attended to.
It seems to be very constructive actually, because everybody is being asked for an opinion in respect of what changes there may be required.
The aim of the workshop was to get feedback from the tenants at the Tenants Conference this year about the new resident involvement proposals, what their thoughts are and if they'd like to be involved. And all the workshop leaders have done flip charts that will go back into the resident involvement team, into Caroline's team, and they will, I'm assuming, analyse what we've said and pull together those comments and to filter into the new resident involvement procedures and processes.
The workshop this morning was very, very successful because we were able to get right at the heart of what was one of the big problems that we find when we're trying to involve our tenants in what we do, and that's communication. I think there's a great willingness within the organisation to contribute and make this a better place for people to live and to work in, but we need to do a bit of work on how we successfully engage with all our tenants across all ages and all abilities. I think there's goodwill here, and I'm positive that we'll be able to take this forward and see some meaningful changes to how we do our resident involvement.
I've just done the drumming workshop, which is absolutely brilliant, absolutely superb. It just comes so naturally. little bit of instructions and you're away.
I just had a workshop on financial inclusion and helping people to make the most of their money. We started off the workshop talking about credit unions and how people can save and get the benefits of saving with their credit union. And then we finished off the workshop talking about how people can save money, sharing their own tips on how they save money on a daily basis. So like shopping in cheaper shops, saving veg, and all sorts of tips that people can use and hopefully will make a big difference in their day-to-day lives.
This workshop is all about money, which nobody has at the moment.
And today I found very interesting on how you can eat healthily but on a budget. So I'll be taking a lot of these ideas back and telling a lot of my tenants and helping them do their budgeting and shopping and getting them to eat healthily as well, and I thought it was extremely interesting, some very good ideas.
We have a person at head office who's been working with British Gas, and what they've now agreed to and what we hope to be rolling out in the next couple of months is an agreement with British Gas that if you've got a card meter you will pay the same rate as somebody who does direct debit, which is an absolute first, you know, because normally you pay well above normal rates.
Today's workshop was about challenging the perceptions of homelessness and how we perceive homelessness, and today we did just that. There were quite a few people who thought homeless people were just people with chaotic lives. In fact, it's not. It could be any one of us.
Now, if people are from a different culture and they're not saying please and thank you, it doesn't automatically mean they're being rude. If they're not, you know, following your rules or our rules of etiquette and social norms, we need to just accept that they have a different set.
This one is the crux of everything. Publicise your activities. Tell them what you're going to tell them, and then tell them what you've told them.
As you can see here, this was the estate before we came, and then we decided to get the junior wardens in and came round, lit a pit and like cleaned up the estate.
Handing Wangler. Manuel Wangler, always handy, making friends and eating candy. Walking down Wangler, having lots of fun, walking by the church, out pops the moon. Out came the moon, up came the sun. There I was, having more fun. So Wangler, Wangler, it's still handy, so hear me now. Put down your brandy, tarts Monday, the Mayor of Bangor, by my award.
We were invited here today to do a 1-hour workshop on well-being, and we decided to do that workshop around stress, which is something that affects probably every single one of us to some degree. The workshop involved looking at the causes of stress, the effects of stress, and then after looking at those about what we can do to manage stress.
We're all kind of dealing with very stressful situations all together now. Breathe in through your mouth. Your nose. Tap across the shoulders. This is where most of us hold our stress and tension.
As well as talking about stress and exploring stress, they actually leave with some really practical tips and hints and skills that they can take home and hopefully implement in their day-to-day lives.
People have come from all over the country, and it's great to see people have travelled so far. And from the people I've spoken to, everybody said they've enjoyed it, and I think it's gone very well. I think the main thing they've got is the fact that they've got this very large housing association, i.e. Riverside, the Riverside group, of being here, and they've been talking to them and explaining things, and this morning's workshop was just solely to explain situations with them, they review with them, and people were able to voice their opinions, and it's probably, in some of them, it's probably the first time they've been able to voice their opinions with somebody who gives them an answer. They will hopefully report back to their various communities, schemes, or whatever they're from, and tell people that they've, apart from enjoyed themselves, that they were able to get something out of today, i.e. answers to various questions they may have had, and in the afternoon workshop enjoyed themselves.